Dragon Ceremony, Volume Review. With so many light novels being released in the West, these days it's easy to miss some hidden gems. In that case, it's always worth going back to the releases in recent years and checking them out. And that is the case with the series I'm looking at today, Dragon Ceremony Volume 1, which originally came out in early 2022. It is worth reading, let's find out. The story follows Ix, a fledgling windmaker who was just prepared to leave his small village behind after the death of his teacher. Before he leaves, he runs into a Yui, a girl looking for his master to repair her one. Ix tells her of his passing and also tells Yui that there's no longer a one shop in the village, nor can he repair it, have not yet become a fully trained one maker himself. However, he reads the contract Yui was with her and finds his master had prepared for such a situation. In the fine print of the contract, it states that the first one to read this contract, who is the original one maker, will assume responsibilities for the repair, as if he wanted to be his apprentice, craftsman, unable to abandon his duty. Ace agrees to fix the one, but first they had to re-head to the capital, where another of his master's apprentices has a store of their own. Unfortunately for Ix and Yui, fixing a one is no easy feat. It needs its core change, and the material used seems to be a dragon heart. A material that neither Ix nor Morna, the craftsman Ix, goes to her help. For help, has seen or worked with before. With everyone in this world being highly personalized and suited to its builder, Ix doesn't want to simply give up fixing it and give Yui something else instead. The one is also a keepsake from Yui's father, so she doesn't want to lose it either. However, Yui is a student at the Royal Academy and she is currently on summer break. When it's time to return, she needs a working one. This means that there is a tight time to limit to finding the right materials, and with dragons thought they have gone extinct over 1,000 years ago. Ix worries may not be able to accomplish any time in the time they have, as they may have got there so far. Dragon Ceremony is a fantasy series, but it's not an action-oriented one. It lives and dies strong though its world building and characters, but no fights against monsters or demons, lords to speak of. Ix is someone who lacks ambition. He lost his master and loves one making, but due to maybe no matching himself, he felt unable to carry on learning under someone else. That is until Yui comes along when reignites his passion. Yui meanwhile faces a great deal of racism, thanks to coming from a different country, and she's had a falling out with a few friends she had at the Royal Academy, combined with the fact she has a broken one. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to the struggles she faced and what she's been through before meeting Ix. The pair complement each other well. Ix is not at all a people person, had resulted unintentionally rude to those he meets. He's an eccentric in the eyes of Yui, but she knows he has a good heart, so she's willing to intervene and smooth things over for him. Well, while Ix might not think of anything but once, Yui is far more sensitive and wary of other people, so having Ix's blunter personality tends to be a saving grace since she can concentrate on him rather than her problems. This work is under Ichimi Sokoshi's debut, having won an honorable mention at the 11 GA Bunko Awards, so it being their first. There's very little in the way of rough edges or issue here. I like how subtle the world building is and how it integrates back into the story of Ix and Yui, and I appreciate that it's never info dumping and overbearing. There's a lot to this world, but Sokoshi does well to drill down and only gives the reader the most necessary information while leaving just enough to get an idea of the bigger picture in terms of country politics and the like. After all, this is the story of a winemaker and his customer and nothing more, so anything that distracts from that will do the impact of the book. And that's really where Sokoshi's skills shine, because what we have here is a book that doesn't outstray its welcome and it's very easy to get invested in. Plus, it avoids a lot of the fantasy tropes that we're constantly seeing in the latest light novel releases. Even better, despite the fact that the series went for 3 volumes, it feels very complete here in Volume 1. So if you don't want to carry on with you can certainly drop off here. I'm intrigued to find out what's going on to happen next for Ix, but I do feel satisfied with how things have been left. Dragon Ceremony Volume 1 comes to the West thanks to Yen Press and was translated by Jordan Taylor. The translation reads well with no issues to note. Included at the front of the book are some colored pages showing off our main cast and a vibrant pull-out spread. Illustrations drawn in the book have been handled by NG, but there's not a great deal the variation drawn out the book. I do really like their color additions at the beginning. Volumes 2 and 3 have both been released in English already, so we enjoyed the first out to be able to complete the story at our leisure. Overall, Dragon and Ceremony Volume 1 kicks off this new series in style. Ichibi Sakoshi's debut work offers an attractive fantasy tale that doesn't hinge on fantastical battles, and instead tells the story of a craftsman and his customer in an interesting setting. If you're looking for something different in the genre, then it will certainly scratch that itch. A reviewed copy from the Yan Press was supplied by Diamond Book Distributors UK, 9 out of 10.